All right, Sooner fans, it's the weekend you've all been waiting for. The Red River Rivalry, Red River Shootout, the Red River period game. Oklahoma, Texas. Since Oklahoma has won the last 3 games in the Red River, 4 total, including the Big 12 championship game, I'm going to tell you the 3 things I think Oklahoma needs to do to win this game. Don't mean it will, but what they need to do. All that coming up here in about 10 seconds. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, talking OU football, college football, and sports in general. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into it. These are the 3 things I think Oklahoma needs to do to win this game against Texas in Dallas. Red River Shootout. Of course, we know that Oklahoma has been struggling the last couple of games, but this is the game they step up for. Everybody steps up for this game. This is the game that no matter what the expectations are, throw them out the window because nobody knows what's actually going to happen in this game. The beauty of the Red River Rivalry, showdown, shootout, whatever you want to call it, all of those things are there. And so, in looking at it, let's look at some historical things with it. You know, Texas leads the series 62-50-5. That's basically the record. And in the last 10 games, Oklahoma has won 7 of the last 10. If Oklahoma does lose this game, they will still be 7 out of 10 out of the last 10 when you shift it down because they have won so many in a row from 2010 through 2012. And so of course, we're all excited. We're all amped. This is going to be the game. Texas got some great news I heard recently. It looks like Quinn Ewers, their starting quarterback, will be playing in this game. This was the game that he was targeted to come back in, so they know their quarterback situation. We don't know ours at Oklahoma. It's okay. I have faith that some great news is going to come down the pipeline before kickoff. So with that, 3 things Oklahoma needs to do to win this game based upon what we know today. First and foremost, you got to stop the run game. Bijan, Roshan, and all 8 million stable of running backs that Texas has. Texas always gets really good running backs, especially when they recruit, because it's Texas. It's just one of those things that they're really good at. And luckily for OU, Quinn is not a scrambler. And because he's not a scrambler, we have to make sure we don't make him into one. Don't make him look better than what he is. I know everyone talks about the Max Duggins plays for TCU, but Max also ran the 100 and the 200 in high school and he was a finalist. So he was a track athlete. So yeah, it's not as bad, but at the same time, we don't need Quinn to be scrambling. So because of that, we got to focus and make sure Bijan and Roshan don't do anything. Now, this is what's crazy to me. Bijan is 14th in the nation in rushing yards per game at 103. That's a lot lower than I expected, a lot more pedestrian than what we would expect out of a guy like Bijan Robinson. For perspective, Eric Gray is 25th in the nation. He's got about 460 yards rushing, so he's not actually that far back. I wouldn't have expected this, but they run. And the crazy thing is that I've listened to some analysts and everyone talk about them. Texas run blocking isn't that great. Bijan and Roshan are. So when they're not making it happen for them, they're not opening those holes. Bijan and Roshan are figuring it out on their own. So watch out for the road cat. Watch out for Bijan and his cat. Whatever he wants to do, we got to stop him. So that's keying in on them. I don't know if it means going to a 5-man front. May need to go to a 5-2, something. Just make sure that Bijan ain't dipping up and down the field. That's going to be key. Same thing with Roshan. That's the one thing, the number one thing in all of this. Number 2, the line play is going to be key for Oklahoma. Now, the rumor is that I saw is that Wanye Morris looks like he's probably going to play. Add him and Tyler Guyton, who looks like he may be a little bit more healthy. Can't confirm it or deny it, but this is something that I've heard. But with our quarterback situation, we're going to have to run the ball. And we are still a top running offense in the country. I ran up the statistics on it, and statistically, Oklahoma is still a top 20 running team in the country, averaging over 200 yards per game. So with that, that's definitely something that needs to go down. So when I pull up the rushing yards per game here, I had it open and I forgot which tab. Oklahoma is number 13 in the country right now in rushing this season. And that includes all the games, of course. But in the last three, 237. So more yards rushing over the last 3 games, including those 2 games that weren't very good. We can run. Our line is making holes. Eric Gray's figuring it out. Javonte Barnes is figuring it out. We need to just run the ball. We need to run it down their throat. We got Marcus Majors back, I'm hearing. And Marcus Major was out last game because of an injury. We get him back, him, Gray, and Barnes. Yeah, we may need to just have them run the triple option together and call it a day. But outside, especially with the quarterback situation, but we don't know. We'll talk about that later. But I'll say this. Run the ball. The line needs to do their thing. Run the ball. Just run it down Texas' throat. Their run defense is not that good. Run it down their throat. The third thing I think that needs to happen for Oklahoma to win this game, do not get beat by the deep ball. Now, we understand that this TCU situation was brutal. The Kansas State one, honestly, was all about getting ran on. The TCU one was getting passed on. So it's like they shifted on which one on the defensive side was the one that we wanted to lose in. So if we can just try to figure out how to buckle it down and get them together, we'll be fine. Remember, those last 2 games were bad, but they're not the definition of what this team is. The beginning of the season, they were really good. That's not the definition of what the team is. It's probably more in the middle. It's going to balance out by the end of the season. And because of that, this team's going to have to figure out who their identity is, and they can stop teams on the offense and on the run and the pass. They can do this. They're built to do that. And so in this game, they need to prove that they can figure it out, that they can be a cohesive unit, and they can have chemistry. And not allowing the deep ball is going to be key. Quinn's going to go out here and he's going to try to chunk that thing to Worthy. I need the defense to do 2 things. 1, not let Worthy and all the other stable wide receivers beat them deep. 2, when they go deep, look back at the ball. That way they don't hit you with pass interference every single play. Because to me, if I was Sarkisian, I would go deep every single play and just get the pass interference. Because the corners aren't going to look back. That's how you beat them. Safeties. Trey Morrison, get an interception. You got this, bro. You were in the spot to do it. Do it. Especially if Billy Bowman didn't play. Trey, get those picks. Their interceptions are there. They're ready for you, especially if you force Quinn to go underneath most of the time. That's going to be key in order to win this game. You cannot let them beat you deep. You cannot have busted coverage. If you think a dude's going to go deep, chase the deep dude. Give him the underneath. Chase the deep dude. That's going to be the most important thing in this game. Also, breaking up the deep passes. At least, like I said, look at the ball, jump up, throw the hand up, whatever it is. If you can do a one-handed interception, cool. That's not what I'm concerned about. You got to do that. Now, I'm going to give you a bonus one. One of the bonus ones is going to be getting pressure on the quarterback. We ain't seen to sack in the last 2 games. Now, we've been getting some tackles for loss, which is a good thing. We ain't been getting no sacks. We need to figure that out. Now, R. Mason Thomas is going to play this game. And I was listening to Parker and Brandon Drum with 24/7, and they were talking about how he's one of the guys that gets the most pressure. And that's crazy, as a true freshman. I love to hear that. So that means what? He comes back, he's going to get pressure. The entire defensive line should be able to be a cohesive unit and make that happen. So it's going to be critical. The right players are out there. The ones we missing, I think Marcus Stripling is supposed to play in this game as well. He was one of my preseason picks to have a breakout year. Hopefully he shows face and we can go out there and we can make it happen. So with that, 3 things and the bonus that I feel like Oklahoma needs to do to win this game. First and foremost, stop Bijan and the Roshan. Force Texas to stay at their low yards in rushing. Keep them under 200 yards. I know that's crazy, right? Under 200 yards is the key. That's probably the best way to win. Keep them under 200. The second thing has got to be the line play. Offensive line, do your thing. Make the magic happen. Block so that we can run down their throat. We're going to have to win this game probably with running until we figure out who our quarterback is. And the final one, do not let the deep ball hit you. Play like you did Kansas State. Leave everything in front of you. Do not allow deep passes. I think we'll be fine. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Let me know. Jump in the comments. What do you think Oklahoma needs to do to win this game? Do you think Oklahoma's going to win this game? Give me your predictions. I'm not going to give a score prediction because, to be honest, I'm a little fearful that Texas might win this game. I also don't know if Oklahoma's going to wildly just show up and randomly do something crazy we don't expect. This is the Red River Rivalry. We don't know what's going to happen. It never just turns out the way we think it is. It's always weird. Hell, last season we had the 18-point comeback on 25 unanswered points to win. It's always something wild. So because of that, I don't know who wins this game. Y'all enjoy it. I'll be tuning in. We'll have the morning after. I won't be doing anything live after the game as I'll be out of town, but we'll do the morning after. We're going to talk about how they did and all that jazz. And so with that, please hit the like, subscribe button. Thank you for tuning in. We love having you. Chop it up in a few days. Peace.